There's no evidence of any corrosion whatsoever on that line.
What we're fundamentally dealing with here is rust.
There's no immediate need to take any additional steps on it.
Right from the beginning, there were several gaps under the pipeline. Since that time, the very strong currents have washed a lot of soil out from under the pipeline.
And we have remote shutoff valves on both sides of the straights portion of the line that can shut down the line within minutes if anything were to ever happen.
They don't have a response plan. It took them hours and hours and hours to really address our rupture. And quite frankly, even after they were made aware of the fact that there was an issue, they kept pushing oil through.
Line 5 is in very good condition.
The truth. That concept alone could keep philosophers and scholars busy for centuries. It's been said before that there's no such thing as the truth, only our different versions of it. But that belief only lasts until an issue presents itself that has the potential to impact your life to a point where it is no longer acceptable to hold truth to that standard. The Line 5 pipeline was completed in 1953. The unique location of the Mackinac Straits forced engineers to create a completely unique model of a pipeline that had never been done before.
This guy is exact scale for the two pipes that are under the straits. Of course, they couldn't put, I believe, this big a pipe under the straits at the time, and so they chose to put two 20-inch thick-walled pipes under the straits. You can see this pipe is much thicker and heavier than the pipe that's buried. Now, this pipe is made out of a very common grade of steel, well, like coat hangers, so it's pretty flexible, and it was a very good choice for the job, but it's very old now, and we have some questions about that.
But unfortunately, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Structural deficiencies were apparent since the beginning of its creation, and over the years, Enbridge has used a series of support systems to keep the line from bending or breaking from a lack of infrastructure support.
Two figures to remember. In the easement for the Straits crossing, the pipeline was limited to no unsupported span greater than 75 feet. And that requirement has been broken very many times. There also, in the engineering documents that I've researched, there was a statement that at 140-foot unsupported span, this structure wasn't stable. And there have been a number of times when spans as big as that have been allowed to develop and where perhaps the pipe has been bent. So there's some real concerns about the lack of support, and that's still going on.
According to Enbridge, 22 new supports will be installed over the summer. These steel anchor supports will go down 10 feet into the lake bed and hold the pipe in place, hopefully keeping the 63-year-old pipe safe for a few more years. If not, the world's largest source of freshwater, the Great Lakes, will be irreparably damaged.